That's right, ladies and gents, you read the title. It's all racism, according to one of the Marvel one of the stars of the MCU, as it were, from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And then also, just cop this as a headline: Young Avengers inside the rise of Marvel's next generation. That's right. Because if you thought it was getting bad, goodness me, no, it's getting worse. Kidified. Young Avengers. Ugh, goodness me. Now, the headline here is actually about Ms. Gomez here, who was asked by The Wrap about toxic fandom for her casting or something along those lines. It wasn't actually about her casting. I mean, she just claims like racism anyway, but it wasn't about her casting. It was about the character overall. Like, the character itself wasn't what people wanted. That was what people were annoyed about. It had nothing to do with her being cast. It was predominantly the fact that they just didn't want the character, because it's a boring character, to be introduced. But whatever. Let's check this out, right? Now, we start talking about, when Marvel MCU began Iron Man in 2009, Robert Downey Jr. was 43 years old, and at the time, Ms. Gomez was 2. I literally didn't live in a world without it. The Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness star points out, I honestly cannot imagine living in a world where that's all you ever know. Comic book movies and that being the predominant focus of cinema. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just a bit beyond me. Kids, eh? And she's far from the only new face in today's MCU who grew up as the franchise took over pop culture. In 2009, Ms. Marvel breakout Iman Vellani was 6 years old. Black Panther Wakanda Forever actress Dominique Thorne was 10. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania star Catherine Newton was 11. Now, all 4 women are part of the next big wave of heroes. That's right. There you go, ladies and gents. The next big wave of heroes. You heard it here first. Now, The Wrap is just, they are a joke in general. This is written by Andy Ortiz. They start talking about, the new age of heroes. Known as the Infinity Saga, the first 11 years of the MCU was split into 3 phases, culminating with Avengers Endgame, but officially ending with Spider-Man Far From Home. Phase 4 began in 2021 with Black Widow and introduced a whole new batch of new heroes, and they've been awful. And Marvel Studios are looked to inject some fresh blood. Let's see how that goes, especially with this as an interview. This interview's bad. As a result, many fans have raised hopes that perhaps the MCU equivalent of the Young Avengers comics, which focus on groups of adolescents who are directly connected to Marvel's main group of Avengers, might be coming. Yes, that's right, guys. That absolute garbage. We really want that, don't we? Yeah, we really want that. According to Marvel's casting director, Sarah Finn, who's been responsible for casting some of the biggest heroes in the franchise, including Thor and Black Panther, this new age of heroes, both figuratively and literally, wasn't, from my experience, a proclamation from Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige. It was just the next step for the universe after the Infinity Saga concluded. And it's an exciting one. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's awful. So, and they make some comments here. This is the casting director. I will say that after Avengers Endgame, it was one of the things that really fueled me. There's that moment of, wait, where do we go from here? After Endgame, it felt so final. And then, of course, that impulse is we go with more representation, more diversity. We go younger. There's this is the casting director, by the way. There's that moment of, wait, where do we go from here? After Endgame, it felt so final. And then, of course, that impulse, of course, is we go with more representation, more diversity. We go younger. That's the impulse, guys. You don't feel it? You bigot. There's a whole fresh wave to explore here. And for me personally, it's really given me tremendous energy to kind of move forward. Wow. Oh dear. They talk about, Riri Williams and things like that. Terrible character. Awful, in fact. Now, scroll down. I don't want to get too sort of into the commentary from the casting director. They're like, charisma's really important. Are we drawn in? Charisma. Goodness me. Charisma, ladies and gents, is super important. That's why they definitely have hired ultra charismatic individuals. Maturity is an important, I would say, quality. I wouldn't say quality, but an important aspect. Yeah, of course, whatever. Anyway, so this is the really interesting thing. So, of course, Ms. Gomez and Iman Vellani themselves would chalk some of their ability to handle the pressure of the MCU up to the co-stars with whom they've been paired. Speaking to the Wrap for the release of Ms. Marvel, Vellani noted that Brie Larson and Teyonah Parris, who play Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, respectively, were immediately observant of her mental state while working together on their upcoming Phase 5 film, The Marvels, and regularly checked in. It was something that helped her significantly. If I'm having like an off day, or I'm really exhausted but powering through and not really taking care of myself, Brie will see that. And she will come up to me and she will talk to me and just make sure that I'm taking care of myself. Because you can get so, overwhelmed and lost in this world, and just there's so much being asked of us, and it's really important to kind of take a step back and see what you need in your environment to be able to do this work. I mean, that's a pretty astute observation. But this is the fucking commentary from Ms. Gomez. She got to start in the Babysitters Club. The person checking in on her most while working on Doctor Strange was Benedict Wong, who plays the MCU's Sorcerer Supreme. He was constantly there for me, literally from the very first day. And he's like, anything you need, I'm here. He's kind of just like that, just a really genuine and warm person. And I really hope we get to work together more. He's just awesome. But Gomez's stars, Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, who play, Doctor Strange, Wanda, blah, blah, blah. Gets to call them, made sure to mentor the young actress in her own way too. Lizzie was the one that told me, Marvel wants your feedback and don't be shy to give ideas. So I did that sometimes, and it would be really crazy when we'd be able to shoot an idea that I had. I wonder how many of that we actually saw. So again, scrolling all the way down. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the nonsense? I'm ready for the nonsense. So early on, Gomez and Vellani set aside time to grab dinner together, where they were able to bond over being young, brown girls in the MCU and what that means. The young women also discussed their experience with fans, both positive and negative, and spoke openly about the difficulties that come with those experiences. I don't remember anyone commenting. Again, these are two characters that generally fans dislike. So most people were commenting on that. It was just nice to be able to have these shared experiences that made me feel okay. Or feel like, okay, I'm not the only one, Gomez said. And especially with harassment and haters and stuff. And being able to be like, okay, it's not just me. This happens to you. It happens to a few other people as well. But it's like, sometimes when it's in the moment, you forget, and it just becomes like this thing of like, what is going on to me? What is going on to me? Weird. She continued, and it's just so much worse for brown people because there's layers of racism, and it's tough. I mean, look, in fairness, like, racism's not good for anyone, but I don't remember any racism. I remember people just going, ugh, why are they introducing this character? And so being able to talk to Iman and be like, you're not the only one, and being able to show my support, and being able to kind of take her out to dinner and be able to take her mind off of it, be like to release it all. And then afterwards, being able to laugh and just be like, look at the conversation we just had. Look at that. We're laughing and it's great. I don't remember anyone being racist to Ms. Gomez or Ms. Marvel, Iman. I remember people commenting on her weight, and I remember people commenting on the character that they were playing, both boring, just because the impetus behind them even being created in the first place. I mean, and also as well, just as an FYI, what is wrong with Marvel uglifying these women? Like, for goodness sake, why are you making them look rough? What is wrong with you? Stop making, women look gross when they look alright. Like, what's wrong with you? Goodness me, I'm so sick of Marvel doing that. I'm so sick of companies in general doing that. Why? Stop making people look gross. But again, it's all apparently because it's racist, and I mean, that's just not the case. But are you looking forward to, baby Avengers? Yeah, young Avengers? Are you looking forward to it? No? Oh, just me then. Oh, no, I'm not either. No one? Ah, okay. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I just thought this was funny. Yeah. Younger, more diverse. I can't believe that was you know, what they actually wanted to do. That's the thing that really got them going after Endgame, to hire young, diverse actors. Okay then. Cool.